Hi guys, it's Little Kansas Kitty and I welcome you back to my journey. I had the RNY Gastric Bypass surgery on June 25th, 2018. So this marks my 34-week post-op update, which is about 7.5 months out, almost 8 months out post-op. I am on such a high all week long still, just kind of feeding off of that because I ran the Mesa Phoenix, Arizona full marathon last weekend, and I came to you with a report back at that time, and I wasn't sure about my weight because I didn't pack a scale with me. I knew that I felt super lean and super trim after that marathon, and sure enough, when I got home, I weighed 143 pounds. So starting off my high weight at 238, I'm 5'6", I'm 38 years old, came home, jumped on the scale, and I weighed 143. That was the lowest I had ever seen on the scale through this process so far, and that had brought me down 95 pounds. Now, I did go ahead and have some food celebrations this week, and my weight fluctuated up and down, and I'm sitting at 145 today. So back up to 145 where I was 2 weeks ago, but that is in my maintenance range. My maintenance range is 138, which I haven't seen that low yet, to 145. So I am in the maintenance range. I want to talk a little bit about food. Everybody is always so curious about what everyone else is eating post-op. And when you arrive at surgery, after surgery, you have a very small little pouch. And the way that I look at it is that you are basically kind of like a baby. You have to learn how to eat again, and starting off with liquids, like babies do with their milk and formula, to graduating to pureed foods like babies do with their baby foods, and you just continue to graduate and add more and more foods as your pouch heals and just kind of relearning how to eat. I am definitely at a point at 7.5 months post-op here where I have tried just about everything now. I was very leery and very afraid to for many months, and even though I was allowed to start eating a lot more foods, I was scared, and I was scared mostly of carbs because I stuck to a very low carb diet for 5-ish months post-op, and it aided in a ton of weight loss. That's where I had my honeymoon period, and I just lost a lot of weight quickly. I'm experimenting a lot with different foods, and I'm finding that I can eat just about anything now. I am enjoying eating some of those yummy foods that I've missed out and finding that I can still maintain my weight. In terms of carbs, I have yet to try pasta. Still a little afraid to try pasta. I have not had rice yet, and I don't think I've really had potatoes yet, but I have had a lot of other carbs, just testing and trying out, and they have been delicious. So I have tried chips, I've tried French fries, I've tried tater tots, I have tried bread, I've had pretzels, and they are really filling. So those kind of carbs, after not having those for so long, they fill you up, and I think they expand and kind of swell in your pouch, and they are super, super filling. However, I am finding I cannot eat anywhere near to what I used to be able to eat. And so just testing and trying them out has been kind of fun. Right now, there isn't a whole lot that I have found that bothers my pouch. I did have, on the airplane, I had grabbed a salad to go last week on my departing flight, and I had some quinoa in it. And I had not had any quinoa post-surgery, and that is actually one kind of grain carb that, it's a protein too, but that actually I think swelled. I had the first time where I felt the swell because I didn't have much at all of that salad, and immediately I was just hit with this very uncomfortable full. Nothing painful, nothing that I couldn't digest, but I was so full. so quickly, and I had way less than my portion size. For portion sizes for lunches and dinners, I am increasing it a little bit because I'm trying to find a balance where I don't find the need to want to snack so much throughout the day. And so I've always been around a 4 ounces, and I'm finding that I'm increasing that to about 4.5 to 5 ounces now, and it's working. I think it's working for me. I am supposed to be already at a cup out at this far post-op, and that is about 8 ounces of food, and I'm nowhere near that. I'm still almost half of that right now for my portion sizes. Protein fills me up really fast, and so when I'm being mindful and disciplined, you'll hear me say this a lot, then I'm usually having a protein and some kind of complex carbs such as vegetables. I have found though that at Costco there are some salmon burgers that I love to buy, and I have them on hand often because they're something easy for me to make, especially the kids like them. But they are the one protein so far that I've found that is really, really filling. And I almost wonder if it's a little bit also of the texture and the way it's made, and that it's just not digesting very well, because I just can't finish the portion that I've weighed out usually for that. I'm not mindful and disciplined every day, and I still crave sugar, and it's probably because I've allowed it back in my diet. Ideally, if I could go back to where I was in those first 5 months, where I eliminated almost all sugar from my diet, and I was just so strong and so gun-ho, I would love to be back there right now. And it's difficult. It's difficult once you start adding it back, because it tastes so good. And it's also difficult when you are in a maintenance range to have that drive and determination to go any further. So I want to see that 100 pounds loss on the scale, and I will. And when I get there, we will all celebrate. But right now, I'm okay with where I'm at because I'm very comfortable in my weight. Carbs are not going to necessarily make you gain weight. Carbs are a great source of fiber and energy. And I can tell then when I've had some additional carbs the night before a run the following morning, I just have more energy to go, and my runs feel better when I'm running on carbs. It is true that following a low carb diet is going to aid in weight loss. Extra glucose is usually stored in your liver, muscles, and other cells for later use, or is converted to fat. The idea behind the low carb diet is that decreasing carbs lowers insulin levels, which causes the body to burn stored fat for energy and ultimately leads to weight loss. However, when you're in a maintenance range, it really comes down to one thing: calories in versus calories out. Post-marathon this week, I decided to have a food celebration week. And the beauty and the bliss of running is that I can maintain my weight and have these indulgences and still continue to maintain my weight due to all of the extra running that I do. If I decide to be mindful and disciplined with my food choices, I will see the scale drop because of my continued running. This week, for example, I wanted to have some French fries, and I asked my son, I said, who has the best French fries? I want some really, if I'm going to cheat, if I'm going to have some French fries, I want some good French fries. And he said Wingstop. Wingstop has the best French fries. And so I stopped at Wingstop and I got some wings. And I also got 2 different kinds of French fries. One was their regular, one was their Cajun. I'd never had them before. And then I also went even further, and I went to this breakfast place close to our house, and I called Corner Cafe, and I got cinnamon rolls. So I had all my son's favorites, and I was thinking in my mind, I'm gonna eat as much of this as I want. I just ran a marathon. I'm feeling super lean, super trim. I'm not gonna get my scale out and weigh out portions. I'm just gonna eat. And so I had some of the wings, and I had like one drumstick, I think. It was this garlic Parmesan drumstick. It was really, really good. And then I had some of these Cajun fries and some of these regular fries, and I had some of this cinnamon roll. And if anyone was sitting there eating, they would think that my portions were so sad and I was so full and I just couldn't eat. I just couldn't eat. My brain wanted it. I wanted to just eat as much as I want. I'm like, party, celebration, but I couldn't. I physically cannot eat like I used to. And so it was great. I could eat all of these yummy foods. I didn't get sick off of it. I just had enough to fill me up, and that was it. Like one drumstick, a few fries, a little bit of the cinnamon roll, and I was good, and I was satisfied. Let me tell you, it was good. Have I lost hair? Yes, I have lost hair post-surgery, and I probably lost about 1/4 of the amount of my hair. Between months 3 to 5-ish, I was having a lot of strands come out when I washed my hair in the shower. But that has completely subsided. I'm not losing hair anymore. And I really feel like a big part of my success with that is that I had so much protein. I always aimed for between 80 to over 100 grams of protein, and I think that helped nourish my hair. And then also I take a lot of supplements and a lot of vitamins, and I'll quickly link the vitamins that I take down in the description box below. But I think just starting on that biotin early and just having a nutritious amount of vitamins has helped with not losing hair. I received a really nice compliment this week from a subscriber who's on the fence of having the RNY Gastric Bypass surgery, and she was afraid of losing too much weight because she too was starting at a lower BMI like I did. I was at about a 38 point something when I started, and her compliment to me was that she has seen me continue to be healthy through this journey, run a marathon, and not look too skinny and not too gaunt. Now, age does play a huge role and factor when you are losing weight, and I do have some lines in my face, and I'm not opposed to getting those filled with Botox sometime down the road. I just want to spend my money elsewhere right now. However, going into this surgery, my intention was always not to get too thin. So I am at the weight that I want to be at. I am very happy being at a size 6 to 8. I'm probably about a 6'7" right now. And I don't want to be one of those like size 0, size 2, even probably size 4. And not saying there's anything wrong with that. If that's your goal, go for it. Reach your goal. Reach where you think that your body is going to be healthy. But for me, I get too skinny. I've been a lot of different weights over my life, and I know that for my body frame, this is a very good, healthy weight for me. And the beauty of being able to test out different foods now is I can add a little bit more in, and I can also decrease a little bit more and play with my weight. I chose the RNY Gastric Bypass surgery over the sleeve because it was the most effective with the most maximum weight loss results. If I could have afforded the duodenal switch, I would totally have done that, because that seems to be the surgery where you can eat quite a bit more, but I couldn't afford that. And so I went with the RNY Gastric Bypass surgery, which is considered the golden standard of weight loss surgeries. I did have a little bit of reflux prior to surgery, and I had heard that with the sleeve it could become worse. And overall, I just wanted the max results with the lowest statistics of regain. NSVs this week, truly every day is a non-scale victory, especially in maintenance. When somebody asks me to do something, I can just say yes, and I can throw on some clothes really quickly and feel sexy and feel great in my own clothes. Increased energy, better sleep, wanting to work out, feeling healthy, confidence, inspiring someone, less pain and inflammation. Success is a series of small wins.